Most retail stores sell products, but Nike's House of Innovation sells a dream. And that simple distinction between a store that moves inventory and a space that manufactures belief is worth roughly $50 billion in equity. Welcome to the breakdown. Roll the intro. Alright. My name is Jean-Marc, and every Friday I talk to you about an innovation or an event or something that branding created and is now having an entire rollout over the world, and everybody knows about this phenomenon. And this time it's about a new concept that Nike created. It's called the House of Innovation, and how it teaches every other industry that physical space is capable of more than just using it as retail. It's where your dreams become alive. Alright, so here's what most people see when they walk into a Nike flagship store. They think big store, cool lighting, new products. That's what we're here for, just to buy some product, right? And that's where you're right, except for not the Nike House of Innovation. They built a three-dimensional manifesto of their brand environment and how they want to show it to the world, how they want to showcase their world and the athlete's world and propel it onto your world. Make it physical, visible, emotionally attached to your well-being, yourself, how you can emerge in their environment. And it's a space where you don't need to buy anything just to believe what the brand has to say or has to offer. In fact, these stores are not stores in the traditional sense. There are 3 of them around the world. One is in Shanghai, one is in Paris, and the other one is in New York. Now let me show you what I mean about brand recognition and how Nike transformed their brand and their stores into an immersive world where everybody becomes part of it. Alright, now pull up the experience pyramid in your head. Level 1 is exposure, where you see the brand or a billboard or a sponsored post. That's what brand recognition is all about. It's the logo on the jersey, and most brands actually park their entire strategy inside this level and call it brand building. Well, that's not entirely what they're doing, because it's not that. It's not branding, it's brand visibility, and only that. While the next layer is all about engagement. You interact with the brand, you see a campaign, you reply to a campaign, or there's a pop-up where you are part of it, where you see the store coming alive and you come and visit it. Or even better, a product demo where you can actually use the product yourself and become a little bit part of this brand experience. And that's the third layer, experience. Feel the brand, know the brand, become the brand a little bit. And now this is where your brand lives, in the memory of people, where they are known what your product is all about. They know exactly what you stand for, the quality, the engagement, the excitement that it gets when you buy something, and also what you can expect when showing off that you bought this product. It's all about that positive feeling, the brand aware feeling. That's level 3, but there's another 4th layer, and this one is all about belief. Because you would defend this brand if you were asked to. If you're a true believer, you are this brand. You bring other people to the brand. You want to showcase everything that they have to do, everything that they stand for. And you don't care if you need to pay a premium just to get the best product. Can you think of one brand or 2 or 3 that do this exponentially well? Well, in that tier, there's Apple, there's Ferrari, and there's Porsche. Now, here's what most people don't realize. The House of Innovation is Nike's attempt to move from level 3 to level 4, to become a brand ambassador brand where everybody wants to be an ambassador for that brand. Their belief system should be so solid and strong that everybody wants to always showcase what Nike is doing and why they are the forefront runner on product innovation, or why they have the best products in first place. That's not level 3, which is about brand awareness and kind of experience. No, this is full immersion experience. You can enter on the ground level, products on display, yes, but the pace of the space forces you to slow down. And this is not by accident. Nike's designers and developers study time well, and they know that belief has a time component in the metric of becoming a strong believer. The longer you stay, the deeper the connection, and the faster you move through such a phase, the shorter or shallower the connection will be. So from floor 1 you go up to floor 2. And this is the Nike by You customization studio. You probably know this from any other Nike retail store. You're not just buying a product, you're creating your own version with colors, with different stitches and whatever you want on your shoes or on your personal product. This is where Nike turns commerce into self-expression, which is also very important in believing in the brand. And then you go to the top floor, which is the speed shop, where you can touch and feel how the marathon runners immerse themselves in their world. They have digital screens, they have sound, they even have some 4-dimensional smoke immersion coming towards you, which gives you a way of feeling that start vibe when you're at the marathon, ready to run a world record. You get to see and feel the emotion because you're in that world. It's such an immersive world that if you're ever in New York on 5th Avenue, you should have to go to this store just to feel this vibe one time in your life, and you'll love it. And this is also the floor where the brand says, we know you. We know what you want, why you buy our product, because you want to be the best. That's Nike. And that's why at every level of this construction, or of this building, I should say, it asks you the same question. What does Nike think that you should feel when entering this space or this floor? And that's the question that separates brands in their experiences from a level 3 brand to a level 4 brand. Nike is really attempting to get to that 4th level. But there's something else I need to talk to you about, because we're now talking about Nike, but did you know that a lot of brands could actually move from level 3 to level 4? That's what this episode is all about. Now this is where it gets interesting, because Nike has a retail as belief model, and it's not a retail insight. It's a brand architectural one, and it's directly convertible into every industry I work with. And I'm not going to go in depth about all the brands, but if you took Porsche, for instance, they have Porsche experience events. They had one in Dubai where you would drive some Porsches through the desert as a desert experience. They have their own experience cafes where you can drink a cafe or coffee or whatever you would like and immerse yourself in this brand's world, where there are cars and where there's memorabilia. There are leather sofas which make you feel kind of exclusive and part of their culture. That's a 3rd level, but also a 4th level immersion, because you are one of their own and you are one of the brand ambassadors back then. When you go home, when you're on the plane, whenever you're meeting somebody who talks about Porsche, this is what you will remember. You always talk about the experience you had. It's your new life thingy to talk about. If you buy a new camera, I know for sure that anybody who you talk to that week or that month or on a birthday or on the soccer field or wherever you are in the gym, you'll talk about the new camera you bought and how it's such a great quality and yada yada yada. But after a few months, that'll wear off because it's just a physical product. But this immersion, this one-time, once-in-a-lifetime event that you were at with Porsche or sitting in their lounge with your coffee, that's a memory for life. And also looking at a lot of finance and fintech companies, they have strange things to think about right now because, well, the financial markets move all the time, we know that, but also the brand immersion of markets like financial markets has been a different one for the last couple of years. Like 10, 15 years ago, you were just going to a bank, and right now it's all digital, physical, it's in your phone, it's online. There's no actual store anymore where you would actually go to spend your money because all the money is digital. And the exposure level that they create right now is through QR codes or some screens inside their offices, and it still brings you along the journey of your funds and where they're going, what they're doing with it. But I think that if you look at retail, combining that with the financial structure like banks, etc., like the physical ones, the brick and mortar ones, they will have to transform into an immersive company. They will have to transform into something we have not seen yet, because people still have money, they still have physical money, and they still want to spend it somewhere. And if they can spend it, well, they need to put it in the bank. Meaning there will still be offices, there will still be banks, and yes, you will get immersed there because that's their only touch point outside of your phone. They'll make sure that they'll make a great experience for you. It would feel like entering the future of financial infrastructure. It would have no price sticker, no FOMO, no noise. It would have environments that explain physically, tangibly, and emotionally what it feels to trust a financial system. And it would be designed for time dwell, but that brand doesn't exist yet. I want to bet in 10 years from now, it does. And then SaaS. There's a SaaS company you know, and it's called Salesforce. They had a product called the Dreamforce. And it was a conference that's the most honest attempt by any SaaS brand ever to build a Nike equivalent belief environment. There were 170,000 people there. And it wasn't a product demo, it was an actual conviction event. But the key difference is that Dreamforce happens once a year. Cisco does the same thing. They do the same kind of product showcase thingy, which is called Cisco Live. And it's just a moment in time. It's a weekend or it's 3 weekends throughout the year, but it's just a one-time event. And Nike is compounding investment time over time. The SaaS brands that figure out how to create permanent physical belief environments and not just annual conferences will be the next level of authority in the SaaS brands. So here's what Nike understands that most brands do not. A store is not a physical distribution point. It's a belief creating facility. Every design decision, the pace of movement, the dwell time by section, and the movement of personalization, the sensory cues, is a deliberate choice of what level of the pyramid you want your people to be in and how you want to use them as your brand ambassador. Level 2 brands build stands that show products. Level 3 brands create an experience. And level 4 brands, they build a world where you are the believer. Nike didn't just become a $50 billion brand by just creating some shoes. They created an entire believable world surrounding superstars and achievable goals for everyone. You just gotta do it. And that's what makes them exceptional as a brand. It's not just retail insight, it's a belief architectural insight. And it works across a lot of verticals and niches. It works in automotive, in yachting, in SaaS. Doesn't really matter what the product is, as long as you can make people relate to it, embody it, and become an ambassador for it. Now that's conviction, not just awareness. So this is the compound where every breakdown comes to boil down to this exact core that we're talking about. And this show is called Actions Compound the Breakdown for a reason. Here we go. The Nike House of Innovation didn't happen overnight. It was built on 15 years of consistent level 3 investment before they had the strategic clarity to attempt a level 4. Nobody, no brand in the world starts at level 4. You all start at level 1 of the pyramid. But make sure to move towards your end goal and you'll reach a level 2 and then a level 3, which is the experience of this brand. And this is already almost the ambassadorship, but it's not fully there. That's level 4. But as long as you start asking yourself, what do I want people to walk out with? You can answer your questions and see what stage or level you're in right now. And that question asked consistently over 3 years or 5 years is what builds the kind of brand gravity that you're looking for when creating your own strategy or structure or futuristic goals. And Nike did the same. They asked it, they created it, they built it in New York for the very first time, and now they have 2 more locations just to show how much it embodies their brand. And now they want to create even more. They're even re-evaluating what they should add in their immersionness. So more screens, more movement plateaus. They're actually still developing these kinds of stuff. Now, I'm almost at the end of the show, but I want to give you one more thing, and this is where you go and take home what you want. How does your brand use the pyramid that I described, and where are you at right now? And can you help create something that will bring you to the next level, that will bring you into level 3? And if you're in level 3, well, we should be in touch because I'm going to make sure level 4 will be your next goal. My name is Jean-Marc. This is Actions Compound the Breakdown. Next Monday, I'll be back with another episode which dives into strategy. And next Friday, I'll be back with another The Breakdown episode about a brand or an event that changed the world. And this is one that you're going to recognize too. Thanks so much for joining in, listening, whatever. Subscribe, don't forget, and I'll talk to you next time. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.